The Goblins vs. Gnome expansion pack for HearthStone has come out recently, and I thought that people might find it interesting to learn a little bit of information about the characters behind the cards themselves. In the following two-part series, I'll be going through the legendary cards, including a brief history of some lore, some game mechanics, and include some pop culture references. To start things off, let's go with the class legendaries, and in the following video, I'll go through with the neutral legendaries. I'll pop an annotation at the end of this video for you to continue watching the second part. Mal'Ganis. He's the Warlock class legendary. He's located in the 5-main dungeon, Culling of Stratham, which is inside Caverns of Time. He's the last boss of the instance. He's a Dreadlord who convinced Arthas, who was good at the time, to kill his subjects within Stratham. Arthas later killed Mal'Ganis with Frostmourne, his big sword. gahz'rilla, the Hunter legendary. Located in Zul'Farrak, a 5-main dungeon for around level 40s. Previously, he was a summoned boss where you had to complete a difficult quest line in order to obtain the Hammer of Zul'Farrak. This component has since been removed. He was worshipped as a deity by the trolls in Zul'Farrak, most likely a reference to Godzilla. Neptulon, the Tide Hunter. He's the Shaman legendary. He's located in the Throne of Tides. He's a neutral NPC, one of Cthulhu's 4 army lieutenants. Cthulhu is now known as the Old God, the other 3 being Ragnaros the Fire Lord, neutral legendary from the Expert set, Alakir the Wind Lord, the Shaman legendary from the Expert set, Therazane the Stone Mother, who's yet to be introduced to Hearthstone. This is a reference to the elements water, fire, air, and earth. Malorn is the Druid legendary card. It's located in Mount Hyjal. He's a figure within the lore of World of Warcraft. He's a huge stag from the Tauren myth telling the birth of Cenarius from the union of Elune and Malorn, Cenarius being the original Druid legendary card. He was later killed by Archmond in the lore after he trampled hundreds of demons to death to save Cenarius. He was eventually resurrected again by Malfurion Stormrage, who is the Druid class character. Iron Juggernaut, the Warrior legendary card. A boss located inside the Siege of Orgrimmar in the mists of Pandaria Raid. A giant mechanical scorpion that shoots lasers out of its stinger, has a drill for one pincer and a saw for the other. The burrowing mine card that's generated by the Juggernaut is a reference to the crawler mines, which basically kill any player that steps on them within the raid. Trade Prince Gallywix. He's the Rogue legendary card. He's a goblin NPC who looks different in Warcraft than he does in Hearthstone. He's the leader of the goblins, who are also known as the Bilgewater Cartel, one of the most powerful trade cartels in Azeroth. Located all over the place within the game, he's most commonly a Horde NPC. The card references him basically buying a copy of the spell from the other player. He was defeated by Thrall, who granted the goblins a pardon on the provision that they joined the Horde and reformed their ways. During Cataclysm, Trade Prince Gallywix put himself over his people in order to ensure his own survival. He's the leader of the goblins because he's the richest of them. Bolvar Fordragon, the Paladin legendary. He was tortured by Arthas when Arthas was trying to convert him into being his servant and champion. Bolvar sacrificed himself to be the new Lich King and encased himself in ice. As he's now the Lich King, he controls the Scourge and stopped the destruction of Azeroth. He's infused with the flame of the Red Dragon Flight, Alexstrasza, the neutral legendary from the Expert set, which gives him eternal life. Or Crispy, as I call him, as he's eternally burning from the Red Dragon Flame. Vol'jin, the Priest legendary. He's located inside Orgrimmar, a Horde Darkspear troll. He's the new War Chief of Orgrimmar, replacing Garrosh, who is also the warrior class hero. He's also the son and former apprentice of Witch Doctor Sinjin. Darkspear trolls were almost wiped out by the humans and constant Murloc raids. When Sinjin died, vol'jin became the chief witch doctor and shadow hunter for his tribe. His battle cry is a reference to being a witch doctor shadow priest. Flame Leviathan is the mage legendary. He's the first boss of Uldar, a 10 and 25 man raid in Storm Peaks. He's a massive armoured tank, constructed by Mimron, another boss within the instance, as part of his Voltron weapons platform. A fun fight where you had to use a motorbike, tank or catapult to defeat the boss within a limited space and with limited resources. That's it for the first part of the series. Please click the annotation to continue on to the second part of the series. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel if you already haven't, and leave a comment if you have any other information to add to the characters mentioned. Till next time.